All right, friends, I'm back with a brand new video. Today, it's going to be on our good friend Jeremy Ether. That's right, the gym lifting, recruiting, fitness slave himself, Jeremy Ether. So we're going to react to this video. Jeremy Ether says, steroids versus natural 100-day transformation. All right, I can't wait.
Steroids versus naturals. Does a natty lifter really stand a chance? To find out,
That doesn't make sense, man. Does a natty lifter stand a chance against something artificial, fake? That's fake, cosmetic, and fake. What do you mean stand a chance? Like, what do you mean stand a chance? Are they trying to compete with them to look cosmetic, natural? Listen to the word natural, and steroids, cosmetic, fake. It's stupid to think that you can compete with putting on. Does a girl who puts makeup on her face, can she compete with a natural girl? Can a natural girl compete with the girl with cosmetics on her face? Christ, that's ridiculous.
I've set up an experiment. Brandon will train.
Yes, I set up an experiment. Let's see if natural can compete with fake.
Naturally using my science-backed strategies.
Hit the head.
While Todd is hopping on steroids. For the next
Okay, so he hopped on cosmetics, steroids, and the other guy's gonna, I don't know, go to a gym, lift natural, whatever.
100 days, we'll track their progress to see who comes out on top.
Holy shit, dude.
First, we need starting points. And to get the best data possible, we're not only using DEXA scans to measure overall fat and muscle mass, but we're also getting ultrasounds across all major muscle groups to know exactly where each person experiences.
Yeah, DEXA scans, they can't distinguish between sarcoplasmic fluid and muscle growth, fluid and muscle. They think it's all the same. It thinks it's all the same thing. I've done videos on this on my old channel, bro. There has stuff on it. It tells you that in NCBI PubMed.
The most growth. So on day one, Todd is coming in at 183 pounds
Todd's quite chubby. He's fat. He has bitch tits.
and 19% body fat, while Brandon weighs only 148.
Brandon looks like what they call ectomorphs, right? Okay, we'll see. 148.
Pounds, but scores a lean 13.6% body fat. Now,
Yeah.
compared to Todd, we actually have two
That helps. It helps to come in a lot leaner in the beginning because you'll stay lean the whole time, pretty much. But okay.
major advantages. First off, Brandon is lean, which
Of course,
means
unless you try to make him fake bulk, build fake muscles called bulking, get fat instead, and then measure him as being big.
we can focus on gaining weight to maximize growth. Whereas Todd, an aspiring bodybuilder,
There you go. Gaining weight to maximize growth. Gaining weight doesn't build muscles. This is stupid.
will soon begin dieting down for his competition. Second, while Brandon isn't a complete beginner, he's not as serious of a lifter as Todd. In normal circumstances, this means Todd would build muscle about 3 times slower.
Well, look at Todd. He can lift slightly heavier than this guy on the right. So already off the bat, he has an advantage. He could lift heavier. That could help if he's going to get an adaptation, but these guys are already adapted, so regardless. So one is going to take cosmetics and try to fake the look, and the other guy is going to try to do it natural. This doesn't make any sense.
Lower than Brandon, but these aren't normal.
And they're going to both do the same exercise regime. So they're both adapted. There's no gains. They're both doing the same thing, concentric lifting. They're adapted. And then what? One's going to take steroids, and then he's going to continue in that behavior, and the other one's going to continue in that behavior to see if he can eke out any gains? This is dumb. Wow. This is the stupidest measurement I've ever seen in my entire life. This is dumb.
Circumstances. And I'll need to use every science-based tool I know to help
that.
Brandon
Even those lifts are frivolous. They're ridiculous.
supercharge his training.
Okay. So the main.
Off the bat, it's concentric lifting. Look, there's no eccentric here. Eccentric is where all the growth happens. So he's not even doing that. He's doing concentric lifting, so it's totally adapted, bro. There's nothing going on here.
Main thing I'm saying, instead of your forearms, Keep it in like this, and then
Lifting.
keep them out, 90-degree angle.
Controlling the way down into that stretch.
Because
Yeah, he did it. I'll control the stretch. Yeah, he did it. That's not what he was doing. Then he shows Sam Sulik, a drug addict. Okay, great. Another cosmetic fake.
I'm seeing so many new lifters immediately hop on gear. I want to prove you don't need steroids to make amazing progress.
I can prove that you don't need steroids to make amazing progress, but you can't compete with a steroid person. You understand me? If you're both adapted. So you have to know what is going to build you some muscle and give you whatever it is you're looking for. But you still cannot compete with a steroid person. You understand? He's doing something fake.
Help Brandon maximize his growth with his training, I'm going to be choosing exercises that challenge his muscles most in the stretch.
Look,
for example,
if you're building real muscles, they require a lot of work. It requires a lot of patience and time and a lot of work to build real muscle. And here's the thing. Okay, let's say the other guy, we put the natural guy on a muscle building regime, and then we give him a few months and then he builds real muscle, myofibular growth, yada, yada, yada. He gets bigger, stronger, more myofibulars. Okay. The steroid guy now, right? He goes off his steroids and he shrinks. Who won the competition? The natural guy or the steroid guy? After he got off and he peed it all out.
In 2022, researchers compared normal pushdowns to overhead tricep extensions, which provide a deeper stretch. The result? Overhead extensions grew the
I like that he's mentioning, getting a stretch and all that, but that's not exactly how it works.
triceps 1.4 times faster. So with Brandon, we're choosing exercises that maximize the challenge in this stretch position across all his major muscle groups.
you've gone control the way down, full stretch. Todd should be scared.
But that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, control the weight down, full stretch. But look how light these weights are. Yeah, you know that? Look at this. This makes no sense.
We need to combine these exercises with my second science-based principle.
Let's go.
What was that? Teaching Brandon how to actually train to failure.
Every single rep closer to failure.
Let me teach Brandon how to train to failure. Oh, that's it. Train to failure. He's used to lifting concentrically. He doesn't want to lift eccentrically. But this Jeremy Ether guy doesn't get it.
On average, it leads to more growth, right? So if you're stopping,
On average, how does it on average lead to more growth? Because you went to failure on your set. You're already adapted.
once you can't get up here and you're racking it, like you have so much more. I want you to keep going as far as you can, even if it's just half reps. And then
What are you talking about? Even if it's half reps? Bro, he's using his arms. He's not even using his back. So already there's so much working against him to get anything going in his back, bro. This is like skating uphill. Rowing with your arms is like trying to skate uphill, and it will take you 100 years to see a scintilla of gains there. Hello.
when you shrug your mid traps together. One more shrug, one more shrug.
Yeah, okay, think about it. What does he do? He's going to say, just one more shrug. So he's going to call it shrugging. That isn't shrugging. You're using your back now. It's called isolation. You're isolating the muscle. So you're pulling with your muscles in your back and lowering it. That's why he says, oh man, this is...
And Todd's done. Let's go.
That's why he told him to shrug. That's where you're stretching it, in the shrug, because it was isolated now.
That is a good set.
It's torture. Training with Jeremy is extremely
I love this. That was torture. Oh my God, you don't even know half of what torture is, dude.
hard, like 5 times as painful. So I'm doing like 5-6 reps more than I would usually do. And like all the exercises he gave me was hardest in the stretch position, which is the most painful as well.
In the stretch position, it's the most painful of all. He's barely lifting anything in the stretch position, but it's already painful.
Optimism levels about competing now.
More optimistic. I've seen Todd before, and he's already like a big guy and trains really hard. But Jeremy being there, pushing me and telling me to do like
I don't know. He might get something out of this. At least it'll be real, unlike the other guy. He took steroids. It's fake.
partials at the end. Definitely more optimistic now.
There you go. Good.
The question is this. Is Jeremy Ether training the other guy too with all these so-called stretches, or it's just this guy? So the other guy's training with drugs but doing concentric lifting like he did previously, but with this guy he has him doing stretches. See what I mean? You understand what's going on here?
How'd that feel?
Does not feel good.
Feels great. But while I was pushing Brandon with his workouts, Todd's chemically enhanced body was now performing at a completely different level than it used to.
How long would you
See, he's lifting concentrically. He's getting pumped. We call that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So that isn't based on myofibrillar growth. You know, you have to mention in the video, is this based on sarcoplasmic or is this myofibrillar growth? Now I know with the other guy, he's trying to get him to build myofibrillars because that's why he keeps arguing with him to have fucking stretches, doing stretching exercises. This guy, what's he fucking doing? Concentric lifting, bro. Losing his arms, doing weird shit.
Say like a workout is for you generally. One and a half into 2 hours. 2 hours.
It's all arms. There's no back. He's just getting pumped. He's squeezing. For every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water being drawn between skin and muscle into the muscle.
2 hours, yeah.
Wow. Was that like that before as well, or?
Before is only 1. So once there.
So he upped the volume too. He's training for 2 hours as opposed to 1 hour.
Steroids make their way into your muscle cells, they bind to a powerful androgen receptor.
Okay, they bind to his muscle cells, androgen receptors, and
Once bound, they alter your muscle's genetics to dramatically increase the rates of
wait. How do they alter your genetics to increase it? How?
protein synthesis and recovery.
Yeah, there's protein synthesis and recovery, but if there isn't any damage, then there isn't any repair or growth in myofibrillar growth. Hello?
So although I've pushed Brandon's workout
He's full of shit, man. You understand me? None of these things build muscles without damage. If there's no damage, there's no real growth there. So what's making him bigger? The sarcoplasm, it's kind of obvious.
volume and intensity to his natural limit,
Steroids do not build muscles, bro. Get it? They can aid, but they themselves do not damage muscles for you or build new myofibrillars. You gotta damage them and build new myofibrillars. Get it? That's about it. They can aid, they can help you lift heavier, to damage more fibers, do a bunch of stuff. But they don't damage them for you just because you walked up a stairwell. Concentrically. Get it?
Let's go up.
It's feeling kind of heavy today.
not only does every workout Todd do now lead to more muscle growth, but he can also train longer and harder than Brandon. It's
There's a lot of guys like this, even natural in the gym, all pumped up with like glycogen in their muscles. They think it's muscle. They don't realize. They think they're cool walking around. It's not muscle. They don't have any real muscle. That's why they're weak in the eccentric. They're extremely weak in the eccentric. I know because I've tested these people out in the gym, bro. I go, here, try this. They're like, oh, that's too heavy. There you go off the bat.
still be able to recover from it. But how much of a difference will this all make after 100 days? Well, based on prior research, beginner natural lifters can expect to put on about 3.7 pounds of muscle after 100 days of hard training. Enhanced lifters, however, gain muscle about 3
Yeah,
times.
but 3.7 pounds of of what muscle? Myofibrillar growth? So listen to what he said. 3.7 pounds. Is that sarcoplasmic or is that myofibrillar? Well, because he's stretching him, I'm obviously I know what bodybuilding is about. So obviously if he's doing stretch exercises, to me it means myofibrillar growth. Possibly some sarcoplasmic, depends what he's eating, because he didn't really show what he's eating. I don't know what he's eating. Is he eating carbs? Or is it just protein all day? Enhanced, 3 times faster. 3 times faster what? Three times faster the sarcoplasm expands? Or you get 3 times faster myofibrillar growth because it was damaged and it will grow 3 times faster the myofibrillars because they were damaged. No, they grow at the same rate. You understand me? It can't increase protein synthesis, all right? So you could be a poor eater and you take hormones and you're a poor eater, guess what? It'll synthesize the same protein, okay? To build myofibrillars, but they gotta be damaged. And it still has to go through a repair and a remodeling. It still takes time to build them, regardless of all that whatever steroid shit.
times faster, resulting in
So I don't know any lifters that are damaging muscles because they're adapted their muscles. So there's no damage. There's no myofibrillar growth.
over 13 pounds of muscle gain within a similar time period.
Again, 13 pounds of what muscle gain? Sarcoplasmic? Is it myofibrillar? Was he doing damaging exercises? What is this eccentric based on eccentric exercise or is concentric lifting? What's this guy on the left doing? Is it concentric? Is it I think the other guy he's doing some concentric lifting, right? So yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what he's fucking eating. This is a frivolous test.
After just 30 days, I was already witnessing just how powerful steroids really are.
Holy
Yeah, how powerful are they exactly? How?
shit, dude.
Todd had already added 2 centimeters
He added some size and weight.
to his shoulders. As for Brandon,
About the same. 116.
Well, of course he's the same, man. I don't even know what he's eating, and the exercises you're giving him are frivolous. And it takes a while to build. Here, the competition would be even if he put him on a high. If it's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which I'm thinking definitely the other guy, the steroid guy, it's high volume sarcoplasmic. So what this idiot here, Jeremy Ether, he should have done was he should have put him on a high starch diet to build up the sarcoplasm. Get him to pump in the gym every day and feed him tons and tons of potatoes, bro. You get it? That will increase the sarcoplasm. And I guarantee you, he would have been just as big as the other guy. Yeah. So this test is frivolous. See what I mean? You have to put him on the same stuff the other guy's doing. You understand me? You have to put it to the test. Get 100 fucking pound bag of potatoes and get him to wolf him down. And get the other guy in steroids to do his pump training and get this guy to do pump training. And then it will be fair. But you got him doing stretches, right? He got him doing stretches, which could take an astronomically long time to build myofibrillar growth. And then he tries to compare him to the steroid guy who's continuing in his behavior, concentrically lifting, getting pumping the sarcoplasm with steroids. What a frivolous test.
but despite all the progress Todd was seeing, there was still one person who wasn't
What progress did he see that he could, for every gram of glycogen, 3 grams of water being drawn between the skin and muscle into the muscle, that's progress? Come on, man.
satisfied with his results?
I feel like I'm a skinny bitch. I'm small, fat, and skinny. That's who I am.
He is. He looks small and fat still and weird. He just looks fat. Weird. He's fat.
I don't have I don't look big. I'm not sure. Maybe just body dysmorphia or something like that. So you're not enough. Never enough.
Because he's small to begin with. Genetics.
Never enough.
It's genetics. That's why he feels small, because he's small. What do you expect? Okay, this is what they're eating. Crap. It's slave food diet.
Jeremy recommended that I eat around 3,000 calories a day.
Jerry recommend you eat some slave food diet? Okay. I recommend if you're going to compete with that steroid guy, just buy a fucking 100-pound bag of potatoes and start wolfing them down. And start pump training like him, high volume. He said he went from 1 hour training to 2 hours. Are you training for 2 hours? What are you doing exactly? So let me get this straight. He's got you stretching your muscles, right, for like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And the other guy is pump training for 2 hours now, every day, on steroids. Eating carbs.
I generally have a pretty hard time putting on size, so I'm hoping this new nutrition plan really helps.
Now, while Todd definitely had us beat the first month, he's now spending the rest of his time dieting for his show, which may slow down his muscle growth just enough for Brandon and I to close the gap. Luckily, since Brandon's less experienced in the gym, his muscles are more sensitive to growth.
Less experienced, more sensitive to growth. No, man, you just don't have him on the same regime.
Which means we can bump up his calories much higher than normal while having those extra calories.
That's not going to help, bro. The guy is obviously absorbing more glycogen in the muscles, expanding the sarcoplasm, taking the steroids, and he's doing high volume pump training. Why aren't you putting him on the same experiment?
Go towards building muscle rather than fat. But this wasn't
He's not building any fucking muscle.
Easy. Brandon is extremely active, playing several hours of competitive tennis per week. So even after eating 3,000 calories a day,
Would it matter if he's eating 3,000 calories a day if there's no damage in the myofibrillar to build? If there's no damage to the muscle fibers, then there's no myofibrillar growth, bro. Come on.
Brandon was still struggling to put on weight, which
He's still struggling to put on weight. So you want him to put on weight? Then get him to eat fucking bags of potato and pump train him, dude. Or you want him to gain myofibrillar growth? Is that what you're trying to do? You see the frivolous in the bullshit in this video, guys. You see this bullshit? This is the bullshit. When you don't know, when you don't understand what's really going on there, you believe all this crazy shit.
meant we had to increase his calories even more. As per
Okay, so now he has him eating fucking arsenic, rice with arsenic in it. Okay, that would help, but put him on pump training then, dude.
supplements, although Todd has his special juices in him, we've got a natural supplement we'll be taking full advantage of.
What's that, creatine now? Put some water in there, finally.
And one that could give us as much as a 1 to 2 pound boost in muscle. Creatine. Doesn't sound like much.
No, creatine, the most you can put on is 5 pounds of water. It doesn't build muscles without any damage. It cannot aid in building anything.
But considering Brad is a natural and has some experience in the gym, we mainly gain.
No damage, no growth. Get it? Damage. You need damage, dude.
Just 2 to 3 pounds of muscle.
And if you're not damaging, if it's pump training, then it's sarcoplasmic training. Then you need him to eat a lot of carbs, a complex.
The next 100 days. So even just a 1 pound boost would be huge. And with Brandon finally starting to make some good progress on the skin.
So we know what he's getting with creatine. He's absorbing water. He's adapted to his exercises, so he's just gaining water. So what muscle did he build? So this guy is going to start building water muscles, and the steroid guy built some water muscles too, pump training. Great.
I couldn't wait for our next check-in with Todd.
Bad news, guys. I just got a call from Todd, and apparently he's moving out of the city. He's still down to take part in the experiment, but he's not coming in the gym anymore for check-ins, which means Brandon and I are going to have no idea how Todd is doing until the final day. And it just means that Brandon and I got to really start training hard and really push for that final result. All right, so we're gonna put this between your back and the bench. This way, you're able to open up your chest way more, get a deeper stretch. Nice. And all we're gonna do...
Oh my God, he has him stretching again. Jesus, man. How is he gonna compete with the other guy pump training?
Moving back, you feel that stretch?
Yeah, right here.
Exactly. It's gonna be harder, it's gonna be more painful, but we got...
Wow, what a dumb study, man. This is so dumb.
Do whatever it takes to beat Todd, all right? All right, hit the head, hit the head, hit the head, hit the head 2 more times. Come on, Brandon. Come on. Nice.
All right, that's concentric, and so was the other exercise. It's bullshit.
There we go. Get that chest up. String here. I'm pulling you. Good. Nice.
I feel like my strength has been really progressing well. So I think at the beginning of the challenge, I was dumbbell pressing around like 50.
Yeah, it's not your strength is progressing because you took some creatine. It helped. It aided in it.
55 pounds. And now I can do 3 sets of 10 with 75. So I think that's a pretty good improvement. I've also been noticing that a lot of my t-shirts are fitting a little bit too small these days. So I'm really hoping that Jeremy, after this video is done, can buy me a new wardrobe.
Yeah, trust me, kid, you're not going to need a new wardrobe because you're just going to lose those fake gains from the creatine when you go off it.
Look at this, man.
So how do you think you're gonna do at the end of the week?
I'm a little bit nervous because I know there's a lot of pressure riding on this. I don't want people to watch this and then see that, okay, maybe they should be taking steroids instead of staying natural. But yeah, I'd be happy with like a 2% body fat increase and then 2 to 3 pounds of muscle gain.
I haven't seen you in 2 months. Dang, you look good though, man. He's quiet, he's just getting mentally ready for this.
I'm pretty nervous right now. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the video and with Jeremy's rep. Hopefully I don't ruin his day and past 3 months of his time.
Your feet can be down towards me, and then I'll be...
But while Brandon was completing his scan,
I was finding out just how hard Todd had been working since we last spoke.
Cardio is like 65 minutes per day. I still have to train. So yeah, tired.
Hi, Canada. Now more than ever.
So yeah, tired. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm honestly in disbelief. So, results are in. Brandon, your starting body fat was 13.6%. Today, it's at 13.5%, which means your body fat pretty much stayed the same. Your starting weight was
I
149
knew it was going to stay the same. Why would it change?
pounds. Today is 154 pounds, which means you gained 5 pounds pure muscle, lean muscle. Pretty good.
That's a lie. They didn't gain 5 pounds of pure muscle. He took creatine and he took steroids. They did not gain 5 pounds of real myofibrillar growth. Jeremy is a liar. This channel is a fake.
Let's go.
Fraud. It's fraud to claim that this guy built muscle, myofibrillar growth.
Todd, on the other hand, he started at 19%.
There's absolutely zero proof that he built any myofibrillar growth.
Body fat. Today you're at 7% body fat, which means you lost over 10 pounds in weight, but you gained over 13 pounds of muscle.
That's a lie, man. He lost some weight, I guess fat or whatever, because it's a hormone, right? It will reduce your body fat. And he gained some water weight, 13 pounds, okay? As opposed to the other guy that gained like, I don't know, what is it, 5 pounds or something.
Which is insane.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's insane. You were able to put water in your muscles. Hurrah! Clap, everybody, clap. They put water in their muscles. Look at the guy's face, man. He's like, oh, really? I built real muscle without damaging? I built myofibrillar growth without damaging my muscles? Pump training? Wow, that's incredible, Jeremy. Yeah.
Holy. I'll be honest.
Look at Jeremy. Holy. Yeah, you built some fake gains.
I knew there would be a difference, and Todd had a big advantage, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. That's crazy.
He had a big advantage. He didn't think it was going to be like this.
19% to 7% while gaining 13 pounds of lean muscle mass. Todd's transformation is an
Still looks fat to me, but okay. There, that's what steroids really do. They can make you lean because it's a hormone. So it can help to suppress the fat cells, make you a bit leaner. But he didn't build any myofibrillar growth, bro. Get it? That's why I say it's cosmetic. So it gave him a nice cosmetic look. See that? Now, the other guy, what did he get? Well, he's not on any cosmetics other than he took creatine. That could help a little bit, right? It's kind of cosmetic-y. I mean, it's really amino acid, right? So you're using amino acids to kind of create a certain look. I'm not saying amino acids. Amino acids, they definitely have some power because they're building blocks of protein. They definitely could aid in building you somewhat of a nice physique. See what I mean? So, yeah.
Incredible feat, even with the help of steroids. But although Brandon built just 1/3 as much,
So you see the difference? Look at the guy on the left on steroids and look at the guy on the right. And he took a little bit of creatine. And this study was very short, but look at the difference. Cosmetic. There's no comparison, the guy on the left to the right, because look at the low body fat that he got taking the steroid. See that? That's why it's cosmetic. That's why you have a lot of people, lifters out there, they don't really build muscle. They just go, I need to get an aesthetic physique, aesthetics. I have to get aesthetics. So they try to how should I put it? They confuse bodybuilding with aesthetics, and bodybuilding has nothing to do with building aesthetics. Building an aesthetic means getting lean. Bodybuilding means to build your body, to build myofibrillars. That's all it really means. But man, you could fake it though. You could fake muscles by expanding the sarcoplasm and lowering your body fat. Aesthetic, get it? Like these guys, fake.
muscle as Todd, he still gained significantly more muscle than the average natural lifter without.
No, he didn't. He took creatine. You said it. He gained water in his muscles. This study is a lie.
Spending every waking moment in the gym. As per the ultrasound results, While Todd did have a speed in most muscle groups, Brandon actually saw more growth in his delts, biceps, as well as one leg muscle, likely due to the special exercises we incorporated.
Well, because he was doing some stretching exercises, so he might have got maybe some myofibrillar growth. But I would say it's very minute. Very minute. Maybe in the beginning he got it and it dissipated.
So while I respect Todd's choice to hop on gear, in my opinion, unless you're as dedicated to competing as Todd or need testosterone for health reasons, the risks simply aren't worth it. Brandon is proof.
Yes, the risks aren't worth it. Creating fake muscles with water in it. Why would you take a drug to do that? It's ridiculous.
That with the right approach, us natties can still make incredible progress without putting our...
Yeah, but you didn't train him to build any muscle, bro. Like, you had him doing some stretches, definitely, or something. Then you put him on creatine, bro. Get it? He faked it. He faked it.
Health at risk. And if you want more guidance and are looking for a step-by-step program that shows you exactly what
I don't want your program. It's fake.
workouts to do and what to eat every week.
Yes, what to eat. Slave food diet. Go on these, fake programs. And look, that's all it is. Aesthetic. Get it? Getting lean. That's all he gets you doing. That's all he gets you doing is becoming lean. That's it. That's his program.
Naturally get in the best shape of your life.
See, look at these guys. They're all fat and they all got lean. It's called aesthetic. So that's what Jeremy Ether's whole channel is about, getting aesthetic. It's not about building muscle, because none of these guys are building muscles. This is a lie. They're fat, and look, they get aesthetic, lean. So it's about losing body weight, getting lean, fucking thin skin, bro.
Just head over to builtwithscience.com and take our quiz to find the
I
best
get tired of these channels, man. I'm losing it.
plan for you and your body. And if you're curious
I don't
about
want
the
his plan, man. I'll see you in the next one. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. It's ridiculous. Look, how to build muscle 2 times faster. Genius strategy. That's ridiculous too. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.